want to start off by blanking out our eyebrows, and I like to use the Elmer stick glue. Like, you can use almost anything. And everyone has a different technique to do this, but for me, I like to just rub it really, really hard throughout my brow, push it up, then take a brush, spoolie kind of like this, and comb it through. I'll show you in a second. So I like to back glue it. And then plaster it all throughout. Then take the comb . If anything's starting to stand up again, just grab the glue and put it all the way through. And I'll do the next eyebrow and I'll be right back. Once that is done, I will take a purple concealer to cancel out the darkness and really pack it on top of my eyebrows. And once I have that, I will take a lighter skin color concealer, just a few shades lighter than your actual skin tone, and go over top of that. So after covering your brows, I kind of look like an alien right now. Take your foundation. Right now I'm using the Wet n Wild Full Focus Foundation in the color Golden Beige. And you want to pack this on. Pack on as much foundation as you can. You want to be full coverage, absolute beat. So let's go in. For me, I've noticed to get the best full coverage, I will dot it on my face, blend it out with a brush, and then blend it out even more with the Beauty Blender. And mine is like super dirty right now, so just ignore that. And make sure you stipple it on. So just packing it around, getting the coverage, just so you know how much you got on. So then after blending with the brush, you go on with your blender and just pounce it all in. I will take my full coverage concealers, which are the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. So I'll take this and I'll put it under my eyes, like so. Forehead, chin, and eyes. Then I'll take my lighter one, put that right over top. Now this concealer dries pretty quick, so you gotta blend it like super fast. Now that you're looking like a ghost, you want to get your setting powder. I like to just flip it like completely upside down and just pour it like right into the cap. Then I will take a small sponge and dip it in, and we're gonna bake our face. So I like to tap the powder in right underneath my eyes before it starts creasing. So I kind of just like blend away what's started to crease. Then I'll take the sponge. That's like the number one spot I like to get first because it always gets super creasy. Then with a bigger brush, I will just go over the rest of my face with powder. Okay, so now that we're looking pretty ghost-like, I think it's time to add some color back to our face. We're going to contour, and I am going to take the Contour Trio by Smashbox and a big fan brush and start carving out the cheekbones. Now I'm going to put my contour higher than usual so it looks like I have super prominent cheekbones. You want to make sure to always be blending upwards, not down. See, so I'm like doing circles and blending upwards like that. Don't forget about your jawline also. I just kind of use like the excess. And I just like to bring it down my nose. And right along my temples. Just a little bit. Next up, I'm just going to bronze. And I'm taking the Chocolate Gold Bronzer by Too Faced and I'm just going along my cheekbones again. Now that we're a nice bronzed up queen, I am going to start coloring the face, and I'm taking a yellow powdered eyeshadow. This is a single from Sephora called Sunglasses Needed, and it's one of their matte singles. And I am going to take a small powder brush. Usually I'd use this for like under the eye, but it's perfect to like just pack on that color. So I'm just tapping it in, make sure to get a lot of product on there. And then I'm gonna start applying it around on like the eyebrow bone all the way to like the top of your cheekbone, kind of like where you would put highlighter. After applying it all the way around, you just want to repeat it on the other side, and I'll be right back. After doing it on the other side, I just put a little bit on my nose and my upper lip, just like that, and make sure it's nice and vibrant. Next off, I will take a light orange shade, so I'm just taking Champs from the ColourPop Cute AF palette. It's that one right there. And I'm just dipping in with the same brush. And I'll just go right on the hollows of my cheeks. Kind of like a contour, but to just add like a nice transition for that yellow. And then just repeat on the other side. And after applying that on the hollows of my cheeks, I like to put it all the way on like the outskirts of my face just to give more definition. And on my nose. Now after doing that, I'm going to take a fan brush that I would use for highlighting and spray that with a setting spray to get it extra moist. I'm taking the shimmery yellow shade from the same ColourPop palette, and it is the color Spoiled. Just getting all of that on my brush. Then I'm going to apply that yellow shade on top of the matte yellow shade that we have, almost like a highlight. Then I'll just put it on my Cupid's bow and my nose as well. Also put it on your brow bone. Get the nice glue. So after doing that, we are going to start the eyeshadow. I will be using the same ColourPop palette just to make it all easier and more uniform. So to start off the under eye, I'm going to take this shade right here from the ColourPop palette, which is the shade Louis. I'm reading these names upside down, so props to me. I'm gonna get a lot and then tap it off. And we're going to start by putting that right on the under eye in the circular motions. Kind of like pushing into like your socket just so it gives you that rounded shape. Then, after applying that shade, I'm going to take the dark red color from the palette, which is Butter Cake, that one right there, and blend that closer to my lash line. And you want to make sure to tap on the color really good so then it has a really good payoff, and then start blending it out. And I'm making sure to not carry this up onto the upper lid. I'm like winging it out, kind of like a reverse wing. Then after applying the dark red, we're going to go even darker with the darkest color from the palette, which is that one right there called Mischief. We're going to pack it on. I'm using a really, like a wide packer brush for eyeshadow. And I'm going to pack it right onto the tip and like press it right to my lash line. You want it to be nice and dark. So then after packing that on, I'm just going to go back in with the dark red shade and blend it all out. Focus like right more on the edges because packing on other colors with that red tends to lose the vibrancy. So I just go back. I already dipped into the red and just go right over top of it. After blending all that, I am going to take the shade Louis again, this one right here, and we are going to blend that onto our upper brow bone. Kind of like right here. Then you want to kind of drag it down the edges, the sides of the nose, just to give it a really pointed and like extreme contour, and even bring it right underneath the tip of the nose. Then I'm just going to grab a little bit more and put it right underneath my lip. After all that, we are going to start carving it out. So I just have my concealer brush handy, and I'm just taking my ColourPop concealer again. I'm taking my lightest one, just so it makes it easier. And I'm just popping it right to the back of my hand like that. Then you're going to carve out your brow bone, right where you just put that color down. And then when you carve it out, just like start pulling it inwards, so then it has a seamless blend and it's more easier to blend once you go back in with your beauty blender or your finger, whichever you choose. Okay, so after carving out up here, we are going to carve out the under eye. 1 second. You're going to take some more concealer with the same brush and begin lining right under the eye, following your lower lash line and just continuing it to make it look like you have bigger eyes. So I'm following kind of like the outer part of my nostril. And you want it to look just like that, and I'm just going to repeat it on the other eye real quick. After cutting both those sides, I am going to take a fluffy but flat brush, and I'm just going to set that real quick with the light shade for the ColourPop Cute AF palette, which is called Bling. So after setting all that, we are going to start lining, and I'm going to take the NYX Cosmetics Liquid Matte Liner. This is like my absolute favorite. I don't even know the amount of times I've repurchased it now. It's so good. It goes on super smooth and it doesn't crack. It's super pigmented and I just love it so much. Now to start off, you want to go as thin as you can and then you can build up. You could always build up, but you can't take away. Well, you can take away liner, but then you'll have to re-blend all the eyeshadow underneath, and that's just a really long process. So first off, I am going to trace the cut that we have going on right here all the way to my temple, starting from the tip of my nose. After lining your two brows, we are going to start the under eye, and following the midsection of the eye, we're going to line this part up here. Now, as you can see, I added liner on my eyelids, and I haven't continued down here yet, but I have just been focusing on up here. So what I did was I did a thick liner and then I did a wing. And then once I joined the wing up here, I added a bubble and then just colored that all in. And now we're going to continue this bottom half and drag it down. Now from here, I have continued it down, and now I'm going to swirl it around and then join it down with my mouth. Now, after continuing the line down to my mouth, I have lined my upper lips, and now I'm going to add a design underneath my mouth, following from my mouth, that looks like pinchers. And I'll draw them and you'll see them in a second. And just like that. Next, I'm going to repeat this on the other side and then fill in my bottom lip. After making the design underneath my mouth, I am going to go over top of my lips with some black eyeshadow. And I'm just taking the Kat Von D Shade My Palette for the eyes. And a thick shader brush, and just going to pack that right onto my lips. And I'm just taking some of the black shadow and putting it right on my brow bone at the top, just to make it a little bit more darker. Now, after that, we are going to apply glitter. And I am just going to use the NYX glitter glue and put that on my cheekbones. This one right here. I'm just going to squeeze it on the back of my hand and then tap it in with my fingers. So you just grab some on your finger and I'm going to tap it right. I have this loose glitter here. I don't remember the brand name at all. Sorry, but just any generic gold glitter. This one is really fine, so it's going to show up a lot. And I'm taking my fan brush and I'm just going to tap it right on. And now I'm just going to apply some to the tip of my nose. And then to my brow bone. Just a tiny bit though, not too much. After we have all of our highlight on, we are going to curl our lashes, apply mascara. Okay, so after applying false eyelashes, I have put on my paper lashes on my bottom lash line. And the makeup look is done.